The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization. Welcome to Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay, a live interactive TV show where you can receive help for your business and also participate in on-air brainstorming sessions to help others in their business. And now, your hosts, Carl Lucci and Walt Maury.
Hey, good evening, everyone. We're back at Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay. I'm here together with my co-host, Walt Maury. And this evening we're going to get back into doing a business topic discussion. And I'm going to start with the first one, and then Walt's going to follow right after our first break with his. And this evening what I'm going to talk about is it's part of a class that I do on business in general. And it's called Get Off the Nail and Make the Sale. And there's a reason for that, because I kind of take a little different approach sometimes than a lot of other business seminars and maybe classes that you've gone to. And it's more about almost the psychology of it and understanding where you are in business. And one of the first parts of it is something that I created called a business success quotient. And what a business success quotient is it's an analysis of how badly do you want business, okay? Everybody says they want business. They say they want to be successful, but really, how successful do they want to be? The thing is that if you don't ask those questions of yourself or have someone create a series of questions to let you know, it's very simple things that you ask, but you really have to know how badly do you want it? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to risk to get there? Some people are just not that willing to risk that much. And I will tell you that my personal business success quotient is a lot lower now than it was when I was 20 years old. When I was 20 years old, I was going to kick butt and make $1 million, and I had all these grandiose ideas, and I was willing to do anything to get there. And I tried doing that. And everybody does. I think when you're younger, you have that drive. Sometimes things change. My business quotient is not nearly as strong as it used to be. I still want to succeed, but the level is different. And so you really need to self-analyze and try to figure out exactly where you are in your business to find out, what your success business or your business success quotient really is. And that's what that is. And I cover this more extensively in the class when we don't have that much time tonight. But I'm just going to cover a few areas that might help you analyze where you are in your business, what you're willing to do, and how you want to get there. And the next part is, Chris, do you have the slides for this? Okay. I think we're missing, keep going. One more. The next one. And one more. Okay. All right. So the first thing you really have to understand when you're going to do business is, you have to understand what makes people buy and what makes them buy your product or service. Okay? Because if you don't know why people buy, it's very difficult to sell to them. And also, if they're not buying what you're selling, why aren't they buying it? You really need to know what aspects of that there is. There's different buying personalities. Chris, if you could put that slide back up again. There's different reasons to have why people buy. There's fear of loss. People that do insurance do that. Addiction. People that buy lottery tickets constantly. If you were selling lottery tickets, you want people who are addicted to that. Value. Some people will not purchase anything unless they really research it and look for a value. There's also something else called the Girl Scout effect. And what the Girl Scout effect is that you feel like you need to help someone, so you'll purchase just to help someone. And you feel like, well, you're getting a value and they're getting help. So people will buy for that reason. And if you have that type of a business, that's good to know. Indulgence. People who have a lot of money usually, they're very indulgent. They buy just strictly out of indulgence. And then there's reciprocity or guilt. Maybe you bought something from them, they feel guilty if they don't buy something from you. There's all kinds of reasons people want to purchase things. Ego. It used to be said if one doctor owned a Mercedes, they'd all have to have one because of the ego factor. They would one-up themselves, okay? And then greed. Greed not necessarily meaning a bad thing, but greed meaning, they want to always have the best or have the most of it or have something, maybe an investment that's going to give them a good return. So basically, there's that. And then another aspect of business is you want to be distinct, okay? If you're not distinct in your business or different in your business, you're going to be just the same as everyone else. And if you're the same as everyone else, you're not going to be memorable. Now, the slide I have up there, it's basically just of a class, a graduating class. And if you look at that class, hopefully you can see it on your screen, everybody looks alike. Nobody is differentiated. They might have all graduated with the same education. They all have the same knowledge, and they're all going to be going out selling the same thing. But if you look at the next slide, what I did is I put one person in there that's just a little bit different. You might be able to point her out in the crowd. And if you're looking at that, where are your eyes drawn? Your eyes are going to be drawn to the person who is just a little bit different and makes them a little bit special, and that's what you want to be. I'm not saying you have to just wear a short dress or hike your leg up there, but what I'm saying is you need to do something in your business and find out what that is to make you different so that you stand out. If you're an insurance salesman and you just sell insurance, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be just like everyone else, and it's going to be very hard to differentiate yourself from other people. I happen to know a very successful insurance salesman, as a matter of fact, where everybody else is wearing a coat and tie. Everybody else looks like the typical insurance salesman. He wears Hawaiian shirts. He stands out in a crowd of suits, okay? Because they're not buying the person's suit, they're buying his knowledge. So he dresses to draw attention to himself. And believe it or not, that helps him get business because everybody focuses on him. So you don't be afraid to be a little outlandish or be a little different. That's really a good thing to do. I have told people before, if you had to paint your car, depending on how badly you want success, if you had to paint your car purple, green, brown, and orange and put funny ears on it or whatever, that would make you stand out. Not suggesting everybody do that, but I am suggesting that you find something that's going to make you stand out and make you memorable. It is very important to be distinct because if you're not, there's a good chance you'll become extinct. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right? Now, the ideal situation is to have somebody ask you for what you have. Wouldn't it be great if every time you sold somebody something, they just came up to you and said, what do you have? Geez, I'd like to have one. That's the ideal situation, but that's very difficult to do. So what you have to do is create a buying environment. And the truth is most everybody wants to buy. Most people want to buy. We see shopping malls with people going in there because they want to buy, but no one wants to be sold. All right, so what I'm saying is this. If you've ever watched the news around Christmas time, you usually see a helicopter hovering over some shopping mall, and they're talking about all these cars that are trying to get into the mall. All those people are going into the mall because they want to buy something. It's Christmas time. They're looking to purchase, okay? The mall has created a buying environment. They do specials, they have window dressing, they have all kinds of things to draw people in so that they will buy. You can do the same thing with selling a service or any kind of product you have. You don't have to have a brick and mortar. If in the shopping malls, all these stores were to put people out in front with a hook, and every time somebody walked by, they hooked people and tried to pull them in, you would find the malls emptying because nobody wants to be sold. They want the opportunity to buy. So what you want to do in your business is create a buying environment. And there are ways of doing that, which we cover in the class, or I can help with you with on your individual business. But there's different ways you do that. One of those is something I call what's in the box. You make people want to know what you have to offer so they ask you more about it. And there's a way to do that. But we're going to move forward here. And how you get your person to ask for your product or service is by creating a situation to where you ask them questions, creating a need for them, and then let them ask you, can you do that for me? And that's how you really do it in a nutshell, but it's a lot more involved. But that's really what you do when you go to create a buying environment. Okay, it's not selling, it's trying to get people to purchase or ask you what you want. Okay? All right, the next thing is you need to identify and adjust to the customer's personality. Most people, everybody has a different personality. There are introverts, extroverts, thinkers, analyzers, impulsive people. Some people are quite negative, some people are quite positive, and people are going to challenge you. Basically what you want to do is you want to figure out what their buying personality is, and you do that by just talking to them, building a relationship with them, find out what their buying personality is. You want to find out if they are the type person that's impulsive, where they want you to cut to the chase, or do you have to go into more explanation? But you do this by doing, once again, asking questions. You want to find out, you'll find out very quickly what their buying personality is. This is not real easy for everybody to do. And you also have to sometimes change your speech pattern. I used to work for a company where I had to sell over the entire United States. And trust me, when I was selling someone in Dallas, Texas, or in Mississippi, it was a total different way of approach, and my speech pattern was different than if I was selling somebody in the Northeast. Typically the people in the Northeast, not everybody, they want, get to the point, tell me what it is, how much is it, I want it or I don't want it. If you're talking to somebody in the Midwest, it's a little different. If you're talking to somebody in the South or the Southwest, you may have to talk a little longer, find out how the kids are doing. You have to build a relationship with them. Not that you don't want to build a relationship with everybody, but some people want to cut to the chase. That's the importance of finding out what their buying personality is and adjusting to that. And it's not easy. It's something you have to practice. Because if you go in looking the same, being the same as everyone else, doing the same pitch that you do with everybody else, you're going to lose a lot of sales because you have to adjust to them. You want to be more like them. Don't expect them to be like you. So you have to adjust to their buying personality. It's very important. Okay, so in creating a buying environment, I think one of the most important parts to any kind of selling is not to sell. Okay, selling is not telling. I don't know how many times that I have sat down with someone across the table in a one-on-one or in a sales situation, and the first thing they do is bring out their flip chart or they bring out their laptop and they want to show me this video and how great their company is, and they start telling me all this information, and they haven't even asked me any questions. They don't know if I qualify for what they have. They don't know if I want what they have. They don't know if I need what they have. They just go right into their sales pitch because they feel it is so important. And it really, they don't care. So the thing is you need to ask questions. Selling is not telling, it's asking. If you can remember that every time you get in front of someone, to ask questions and not make them ask you questions. Ask them questions about, who are you using for your current service? Are you satisfied? What is it you like about the current service? Have you ever thought about this? What if I could show you a way to save money and get a better return? I mean, those are just some key questions anybody can ask about just about any business. Don't tell them that you wax the car and you polish the tires or whatever and tell them what the spark plug gap is. They don't care. They just want to know what's in it for them. So you have to find out, and you're only going to do that by asking questions. And I guess to sum this up is that, first of all, you want to be distinct. You definitely want to be distinct and be different than everyone else. You want to ask questions, okay? And you want to qualify the person. Because if somebody tells you no, they're not interested in what you have, or no, they're not interested in saving money or getting a better return, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Don't even tell them what it is you have. Leave them a business card and leave. Sometimes they'll ask you and say, well, wait a minute. What is it you have? Well, I can see you're not interested. And so basically, I really appreciate your time, but I've got somebody to see. And move forward. Don't waste your time with people who are going to waste your time. So it sounds a little cutthroat, but you don't need to spend time educating people. People don't want to be educated. So that was a very quick synopsis of a class that's about 2.5 hours long, but I hope you got an idea of kind of what we go through in the class and what I try to do it's kind of a workshop where I try to take every individual and we take each one of their situations, and I even try to sell their product for them during the class. So if you have an interest in something like that, or even if you want to do that with a one-on-one, give me a call, we'll sit down and I'll try to help you out with your business. So I think that was fast. I guess we've almost covered 15 minutes, and we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, Walt's going to cover another important aspect of your success. And then we've got something interesting at the end that we're going to give away. So stay tuned for that. But right now we're going to roll to our first break.
Welcome to Tampa Bay Networkers, also known as TBN. I think you will agree that business networking success is all about numbers. The more new people we can meet or network with, the better our chances for business success. When you attend your current networking meetings, do you ever feel like you are collecting the same business cards and listening to the same 30-second commercials week after week without meeting many new people? Well, that can all change when you become a TBN partner. Tampa Bay Networkers has developed a unique formula for networking groups all over the Tampa Bay. The TBN formula is based on honesty and incentive, and it will provide you with an abundance of new networking opportunities like you have never experienced before. Not only does the TBN formula provide you with more networking opportunities, Tampa Bay Networkers will pay you to use the formula. If you would like to put your business in front of more people and get paid to do it, you need to check out Tampa Bay Networkers.
And we're back. And I was listening to Carl's segment there, and it reminds me of some sales training that I went through back in the day when I worked for many sales companies. But many of the same points that he made were made during several training classes that I took with several companies, from MetLife to MCI and some others. But sales doesn't have to be difficult, but it's not easy. It's something you have to understand. And a lot of what he talked about is psychology of the sale. It was a great presentation. What I want to talk about tonight with you is chat about what I call the 6 practices that can boost your chances of success in life as well as your business. You know, when we talk about success, we all define success differently. For some of you, it might be the ability to purchase a nice car, or it might be the ability to take a fabulous vacation. For others, maybe it means being able to provide for one's family in a certain way or certain things. I think it's important to take the time to explicitly define what success really means to you. What does it mean to you and your family? And of course, you don't have to settle on just one definition. You may have a certain success in business versus success in life. Maybe you have a different definition. If your definition of success in life means this, but your definition of success in business means something totally different. They don't necessarily have to align. But when I think about my successes and the successes of the people I've known, there are several practices that those successful people do that they have in common. They jump out at me. So if you want to be a successful person, I think we all do, ideally in both life and business, you got to try to do some of the following things. And I boiled it down to 6 things that I think are the most important in terms of bringing you success, again, whether it be in your life in general or especially in business. The first one is looking for new experiences. It's easy to get caught up and do the same things all the time that you already like. We're in that comfort zone. In fact, I talk a lot with a lot of my clients about, I want to get you out of your comfort zone. You got to do something different. Because remember, we've all heard it before. You keep doing the same things and expecting a different result. That's called insanity, right? Well, the same thing. It's if you don't do different things, you won't grow as a person. And one thing about successful people is they do develop. They understand that self-development is important. So part of that, achieving self-development, is in fact trying new things. The wider range of experiences that you have, that you pursue, the more you'll be exposed to and know about. And if you can put yourself in someone's shoes, you'll have an even more empathy about their situation. Seeking out new experience means you're willing to challenge yourself and do something different. Want to keep learning about the world around you. And those are really two keys to success. There is being willing to do something different, something outside your comfort zone, and then actually seeking out those new experiences. So that's really important. So looking for new experiences is very important. The next practice is to abandon your expectations. When we do things, if we've learned anything, it's that having high expectations typically is a surefire road to disappointment. Why not walk into an unfamiliar situation with an open mind? That's what you want to do. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for some disappointment, some feelings of failure. So when you go into something new, don't set your expectations too high. Start small. Baby steps in anything like that. So abandon your expectations. Just try it. Work it out. When you open yourself up to possibilities, not necessarily expecting anything immediately or directly in turn, it's amazing the things that can happen to you because you're not concerned about, I got to do this or I got to do that or I've got to make this number of sales or I've got to do things in the family to be successful. And I think we all need to be reminded of this from time to time, again and again. So again, abandoning your expectations, you go into something new, don't set crazy goals, set simple goals, achievable goals. That's really important. So again, number 2 is abandoning your expectations. Number 3 is to treat everyone you meet with respect. Now, that sounds like a given, but you'd be surprised how many people I've seen that didn't treat people with respect and it came back to bite them because now that person becomes an ex-customer or they're related in their business somehow, whatever. But you'll be surprised how many people are willing to support and follow you in what you're doing if you treat them with respect. And regardless of what they've achieved or where they are in their life, that's irrelevant. Treat them with respect anyway. You never want to burn a bridge there, but I think as a general rule, you treat everybody with respect. And it's impossible to predict, remember, who may be able to help you later. People are dynamic, things change, their life changes. So don't miss out on an opportunity to befriend someone because you're too judgmental. And I see that, and I've seen that in a lot of people, but I've never seen it in someone who's successful, both either in life or in business. They don't tend to be judgmental. Go into things with an open mind, and when you meet new people, meet them with an open mind. So that's the third one, treat everyone with respect. Number 4 is to give back, and this is one of the most important ones for me, is whether it's to a charity or cause that you believe in or a stranger who could benefit from your help. There are immeasurable benefits to thinking of others. A lot of things that I do, for instance, I recently was a captain on a Relay for Life team, the Gulf Beaches Relay. And I like to do that because not only is it a great cause, it's, American Cancer Society and that, but it's also a way for me to give back to the community. And we were, my team was able to raise several $1,000s in our effort, and it was great, but I give back in other ways as well. I've worked with some charities in the past at no charge to help them grow their business, to grow whatever it is they're doing, to help them with some kind of marketing or sales, or maybe it's organizational help that they needed. Perhaps it's employee management or a handbook, whatever it may be. But I always try to give back. So all the successful people I've seen in my past and even present, they always give back somehow, and that's important. And the other thing is, by doing this, you'll become a better and more attentive listener, because you'll be focusing less on your own shortcomings and learning how you can help other people with their issues in the charity. So give back, that's real important. The next point is celebrate your milestones, both large and small. This, I think, is really, really important, because when you finally achieve a goal that has been eluding you, you may not feel as great as you imagined it would. That's been my experience anyway. You'll be working on this for a long time. Finally you get there, and it's been, wow, it's been this long road to achieve that milestone, that success. But you'll be much happier if you celebrate each step along the way. So we got to 30% of the goal, yay, go team. We got to 50% of the goal. So you track your progress with yourself or with a group. So if you're looking for the big goal, it may be so long to get there, you get frustrated, and you give up. So celebrate the small successes along the way, both large and small. And when you celebrate, celebrate. Celebrate yourself, but also celebrate with the people that helped you achieve that milestone or that success. And when you make the time to celebrate milestones, I recommend you welcome others to celebrate with you. Your family, of course, but friends, other business friends, people that you know, and so forth, to take part in your success. I know I've had several clients who do client appreciation events at their office. And that's great, because you're celebrating the fact that you appreciate them, but you're also celebrating the fact that you're doing well, and you're able to share some of that success with your clientele. So celebrating milestones along the way, not just waiting for the big one to come. It may not come for some reason, or it could be a long, long time. So celebrate the small victories along the way. And finally, the last point I want to make, is let go of the past. Mistakes are stepping stones to success. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was who said that, if you haven't made mistakes, you're not doing anything. That's true. People are willing to take risks, inevitably are going to make mistakes. And we all know in business, it's about taking risks. And the better business people, the more successful business people, are more willing to take risks. But inevitably going to make mistakes, and that's okay. I've learned more from my mistakes than I've learned from my successes. If everything came easy, I wouldn't grow as a person. So in fact, I know I couldn't have been successful without making mistakes, because when I make that mistake, I learn and say, okay, not going to do that again. So I stay away from it. But the bottom line is, let go and stop beating yourself up. You make a mistake, that's fine. Don't do it again. And we learn by making mistakes. And in the same vein, don't try not to be so hard on others who make mistakes. I mean, none of us are perfect, but we got to let go and move on. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat up other people. Move on. And you'll find over time that will pay you dividends by letting go. One of my favorite phrases is I say, let go, let God. Move on, move forward. That's critically important. So I know it's been brief here, but these are the 6 practices that can really boost your chances of success in life and business. And I think it's important for us, and I review these from time to time to make sure that I'm staying on track. Am I looking for new experiences? Am I abandoning any high expectations? Am I treating everyone with respect? Sounds like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised. Am I giving back in some way? Am I celebrating my milestones and my small victories along the way? And if I'm making a mistake, am I letting it go? It's okay. It's okay. Move on. Just don't do it again. So think about these practices, and again, these are what the successful people do in life, what I've kind of gleaned from successful people. These are the practices that help them be successful in either life, business, or both. So I hope you can give you some food for thought. And we'll close out this segment right now, and when we come back, Carl and I will be back with you.
Have you ever had the opportunity to refer someone you knew but you didn't have their business card with you? Hi, I'm Bob Terrell, the presentations coach, and I just found this great new free networking and marketing tool that will revolutionize the way you get referrals. It's called mycardlistings.com. It's easy to use and access is free to everyone with an internet connection. With mycardlistings.com, you can search for the best businesses in Tampa Bay and then share them with others right from your cell phone. Upload your card today on mycardlistings.com so others can contact you anytime, anywhere with a call or email directly from your business card listing.
Okay.
And we're back.
All right. The last little piece you saw, the little break we had, was about a little service that I created. It's called mycardlistings.com. And I actually developed that because of a frustration I have, because I do a lot of business networking, and I have hundreds of business cards. And I honestly cannot remember everybody's name, their phone number, and I can't carry their cards with me.
You know, Carl, that's funny because if I look back when I started networking back in 2008 and 2009, in fact, many of our viewers remember I used to carry around this big 6-inch thick binder full of cards.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I thought it was great, but I had no other way to do it.
I actually found myself with 2 boxes full of cards.
Really?
I probably at Christmas could have decorated 12 trees, and had it very colorful. But they just became useless to me. And it's not that business cards are bad. You need to have business cards. But there's so many times where I want to refer somebody or I want to find somebody, and I can't find them. Now, there are some free Card Munch, I think, is one of them, free, where you can put your own cards in there. But I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to have my card listings be your card listings and your card listings be my card listings, so that it becomes a database of people that we know, like, and trust that we can refer people to. So I have a guy that's really good in web development, and we created an app for Android. You do have to bookmark it if it's iOS, but to where you can scan your card, put it on the mobile website, so to speak. It comes up full screen when you do a search, and you can search by name, by industry, or by the person's name or their business. It's just very handy. I use it 2 to 3 times a week at least.
I'm learning,
now.
man.
And it's a matter of getting used to using it like anything else. But you can put it right on your desktop or your phone, and you can access people. So I thought maybe this evening what I would do is anybody who is already on there, we've probably got 150, 200 people on there right now. I'm going to give away a full year, okay? It's not expensive to begin with. It's only like $3 a month starting in July. But I'm going to give away an entire free year to somebody who does the secret word or secret phrase, and Walt's going to tell you what that is.
Okay, so if you want to win a full year subscription to mycardlisting.com, you need to contact us on our website, which is letstalkbusiness-tampabay.com, and connect with us there. It's right at the bottom of the screen there. And connect with us there and give us the secret phrase. And the first one that does that, exactly that, will win
A full year.
A whole year subscription. And the secret phrase is business card.
Yeah, pretty
Business
simple,
card.
pretty easy to
Simple,
remember.
right? So simply remember. So go to the website as soon as you've watched this. Tell you who won the secret word last week. It wasn't until Sunday night that somebody finally responded. So just because you watch this show later, go ahead and respond. Go to the website and respond with the secret word as website. Use the email there. Send a message to us from the website, letstalkbusiness-tampabay.com, and give us the secret phrase, which is business card. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I know I have. Listening to Carl, he reminded some things that I hadn't thought about in a long time regarding the sales and so forth. And I think it's important that we provide our audience with some information that you can use, that you apply to your business. And that's what one of our missions is trying to do, not only spotlight new businesses, or businesses at all, but also help all of you in some way with your business. So I'm going to sign off for Carl and for Chris in the booth, and thanking Talkwad Studios for the great facility that they provided for us. And we'll see you next week. See you.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.